go. The Miller Lite Chicago Open. Big crowd, ready to go. Our championship final. They are pumped up. Pro Beach volleyball during the daytime. Michael Jordan and the Bulls at night. Tim Hovland and Mike Dodd in our championship final. Kent Steffes and Karch Karai. Kent and Karch on the near side. Jimmy Leonard will be our first referee.
Chairs, folks. Please be seated. Thank you.
And our second official today, Brant Lee. Brant Lee, the second ref or the umpire. 1-15. If Hovland and Dodd win, then we play the double final to 7. If they're tied after the double final, we go sudden death. So here we go. Hovland in the blue shirt. Bad set to start. And he waffles it out of bounds. So Hovland and Dodd coming off a big win over Ricky Ludes and Adam Johnson. And we'll see what they can do against Kent and Karch. Karch and Kent have played superbly. They've won 5 out of the 6 tournaments they've entered this year since Karch came back from Italy.
Steffes has been in the finals of every tournament but one so far this season.
Dodd, Hovland, got it. And so Hovland has to take off his shirt right away. Interestingly, his new sponsor, Newport Blue, much better constructed clothing than offshore that went out of business. He can't rip those babies off, can he? He used to just blow through those babies. No more. Mike Dodd, 57 career wins. His last one with Ricky Ludes. Also won a tournament with Karch way back when. In fact, a couple of them. And Dodd has the dig.
Gonna come.
Karch blocks Hovland. Side out.
Karai has been blocking very well in this tournament. Weeks past, Steffes blocked well. Steffes was siding out well, but Karch really putting his game together. 6'2", 200 pounds, now 31 years of age, 2-time Olympic gold medalist from 84 and 88.
Yeah, I was really surprised, Paul, when I looked at his career wins. He's moving up fast. You win every week, you get up there. Just, it seemed like last week, you know, we were talking about him being tied with Jim Menges at 43. I looked up, he's got 47, yeah.
The mighty Hob going back.
Of course, the all-time leader is St. John Smith. He has the most tournament wins of all time, but Kent Steffes is firing up there very fast, and Hovland, well, 59. What can you say about the career that he has had? Unbelievable. Karch is off the net, and Hovland with a dig. 1-0 Karai Steffes.
Pretty good set. Gonna get a joust.
Poking it up. Here comes Dodd. Toppy. Not yet. Dodd. Yes.
Just caught the back line. Unbelievable play by Mike Dodd, and I've never seen him this animated. Not during all those years when they were winning tournaments and in the finals every week against Smith and Stokos. Mike Dodd is as animated as I've ever seen him.
Hovland and Dodd have not won since April of 1990. That was at Fresno Beach, their last win together. Oh, and Steffes beheads the Hob. He rockets the cap off the Hob.
Behats him, I should say.
I tell you, 1 inch lower, and Hob would have ended up with the facial administered by Kent Steffes. So Kent Steffes at the serve. The boy wonder, 6'4", just 23. He's got 24 wins already.
He's got to be the youngest player in the sport's history to have that many wins.
Certainly has racked them up very quickly. And certainly he will be a challenger, especially if Smith and Stokos continue to struggle. 1-1 in our championship final. Dodd, his jump serve has gotten noticeably better. Karch, dug by Dodd. Ooh, little spin on that, baby, and Dodd shovels it up, and Hovland mad at the referee. He's going to get a yellow card. Referee coming out with the yellow. Here he comes, and Leonard giving the yellow right there to Hovland. Will bang the net hard.
Just a warning for misbehavior, but that's the standard MO for this team when they're playing well. We just haven't seen them all that much in the last year and a half.
And if you can read lips, Hovland saying you've got to call the throw when they do it.
And he knows, Hovland and Dodd both know that they need a couple of breaks. Yeah. They need a couple of throws by Kent Steffes or Karch Karai, a couple of unforced errors to really be competitive in this match.
1-1 our score. Karch with a dig overhand. That's legal on the beach.
Good
and that's legal on the beach. Boomba.
It should be made illegal. Karch with a great two-hand overhand dig. Those of you familiar with the indoor game, this would be illegal, but outdoors, perfectly fine play, and then the crank hard cross court.
Now, indoors, as you said, Paul, the hands have to be together. You can't bring them apart. Right. But on the beach, you can do that with a hard-driven
You
ball.
need that advantage. Only 2 players out here covering the same size court as 6 do indoors. Same play right in the pocket.
Karch, watch the semifinal. Oh, great dig by Hovland. He needs it. What will he do with it? Give it to Steffes. 2-1, Karai and Steffes. Now make it 3-1.
Momentum kind of rally. Karai and Steffes taking control early. Karai playing superb defense against Tim Hovland on the left side right now, digging in against the cross court. End of the rally, Kent Steffes maturing, listening to his partner. Here's the high line call, just rolls it over the top of Tim Hovland for the score.
Karai, and timeout taken by Hovland and Dodd. So we'll take a short timeout. 3-1, just the start of our championship final. Stay with us. Steffes leading Hovland and Dodd. Karch with the serve. He's wearing a pink hat today.
Nice set.
And Hovland dumps it. Big bounce. So Tim Hovland, who had been out for almost a month with the bad foot, he whips it good.
Mike Dodd once again making the play off the bad pass. If he doesn't set that ball well, it's another point on the board for Karai and Steffes.
Back in Fresno. That was in the finals, of course. That's not the last time he won a tournament. That was with Mike Dodd. Interestingly, Hovland won 2 tournaments with Kent Steffes. And Kent Steffes calls him my favorite partner. He is the partner I enjoy playing with the most.
Do you really buy that?
Yeah, I do. I do.
I mean, nothing against Hov at all, but I just got to think that Steffes loves playing with Karch Karai. He's learning, he's maturing, and he's getting rich.
And he's winning. 4-1 as Steffes gets the ace. We're coming back. 4-1, Karai and Steffes. Okay, just some of the things the players do at night. Just some of the things. Karai and Steffes 5, Hovland and Dodd 1. Karai and Steffes blocking another shot at the net. And now Hovland and Dodd forced to call a 30-second time very briefly, and they're going to come back. What about Hovland and Dodd? What's the problem here?
Well, the key is they're not able to side out. And give credit to Karai and Steffes. They've blocked balls, they've played good defense, and they've scrambled. One of my keys, start fast or forget it. And right now, Hovland and Dodd are in dire straits. Remember in last week's final that we chronicled at the top of the show in Boulder? 15-1, Karai and Steffes over Smith and Stokos in the finals. Had everything going, and they have the same momentum and execution here in Chicago.
Karch got it. Steffes shovels it back over, but back out. So great hustle by the man they used to call the horse. El Caballo can run. Chugging through the sand is his specialty.
He got that nickname because he could get to every ball. The only thing that stops him here are the banners, but gets to this one really with some room to spare, but his young partner gaps the play and hits it out of bounds.
Shank pass. Could be a point-scoring opportunity. The lob deep it is. So Hovland and Dodd get a point.
That's a ball that Steffes must keep in the court. When you're in trouble, even though they've got the lead, keep the pressure on Hovland and Dodd and keep it in play.
Mike Dodd serving. 5-2 is the score, and into the net. I talked to Karch before this tournament. He said, no, Chris, we were not fired up for this one. It's a big one, yes, but we've won so many in a row. The only match we've been fired up for was Johnson and Luty's because we knew they wanted to beat us. So maybe we are a little vulnerable this week. They've been playing pretty precision-like, though. Maybe you don't need much emotion when you're playing well. Dodd off the top of Steffes.
Well, last week a big tournament. This a big tournament in Chicago. $20,000 first prize in the first visit to the Midwest. But it's very, very difficult to come off a big tournament and then play extremely well the following week. But as you say, what they want to do is keep their level of execution at such a high point that in spite of the fact that they might not be really, really into the match, they can still execute and win.
So that serve just out of bounds, and Kent Steffes. Hovland said, wait a second, that thing was in by 2 feet.
Well, it has a chance. It will not be reversed. A call by Steve Burmester on the line.
Oh, and Hovland's going to get it. He's going to get an ace out of this.
I don't understand that overrule. You call it. You call it.
I think it's out. It's hard to see on my monitor.
The rope might have moved, but by the sand kicking.
Let's listen. First referee is Jim Leonard, trying to listen to the conversation. And one more time,
get another look. The ball must hit the line. Just because the rope moves, now that's just too close to call, but that's why you have the linesman standing right over there with hands on knees. That was an overrule by the umpire, Brant Lee, underneath.
And right back is the serving error. So Hovland got a point.
As we used to say, there must be a Buddha after you get a bad call like that, or a reversal, controversial play. Next ball served out of bounds.
And now you wonder why the
Buddha's
players,
watching out for you.
exactly why the players scream at the refs, because sometimes, maybe when you need it most, you get it. Pretty good dig. Hovland right back to it. Hobby. Got it. That time right down the pipe. So Mike Dodd will have the ball. Hovland and Dodd, long-time team favorites here. They've won just about at every beach in the country, except for the beaches where they're no longer playing volleyball. And Dodd sending it up. Way up. Steffes. And a pretty good dig to get 4 points.
Pretty good set, too.
And a pretty good hit. It's in there again. So another liner.
Well, and in spite of the horrible start, Hovland and Dodd, thanks to the reversal on the jump serve ace, have gotten right back into this match. And if you hit the ball to Mike Dodd, he will gobble you up and then finish you off right down the line.
Down 5-1. They close to 5-4. Steffes and Karai still by 1.
Good sky ball, very deep.
Got it. And Hov shovels it over.
Keeping everything on young Kent Steffes right now.
And Dodd looks at that one. He played with Karai. He knows him, and he puts it away.
The early timeout by Hovland and Dodd, then another one, have gotten them back in this match at 5-5.
And back in the match is the crowd. We're tied up and coming back to Chicago.
Chicago's a great place. You know, we went out dancing last night, but there's no...
Popular in Chicago is Michael Jordan, Marvin, Hall.
He got a standing ovation. He's becoming one of the most famous personalities on the beach, and you can see why.
We come out with her.
Fabulous. Dancing Marvin Hall. And speaking of dancing, Tim Hovland and Mike Dodd have danced right back in between plays, working on the little toe. That's the Wild Things toe. That's the toe and spot that he injured when he stepped on a light socket at the Clearwater Cuervo event and had to have 15 stitches. Now Karai and Steffes struggling a bit. Oh, and Karch is kaboom by the Hov.
Rejected by the Hov, and then Hov goes into the pose down. Steffes got to be setting this ball with his hand, but Karai hits the ball right in to Tim Hovland. And there you see it. He's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it's
he does a pretty good imitation.
Pretty good imitation.
5-6 now, and another dig. Hov with the flipper. And Karch, whatever he was doing on that, it won't make his volleyball video. And the dream team has turned into a nightmare all of a sudden.
Looking at 5.
6 straight points, or 5, I should say, for Hovland and Dodd. And again, Mike Dodd stretched out, making the great play. Now this is Confusion City. Karch was going to hit it at first, then he was going to set it with his hands, and then it was the jump bump that really confused Kent Steffes.
Well, as Marvin Hall was doing his thing, he was doing jump, and maybe Karch heard him on the sidelines as
By a group named Chris Cross, and Karch certainly had his signals crossed on that particular play.
Now, if you're talking about Karai and Steffes, you know that they have been the dominant team on tour this year. They lead this match, or they trail in this match 7-5, but they have been prone to go into spells where they give up a lot of points, Paul.
Well, they were up 11-4 over Luties and Johnson in the finals of the winner's bracket, up 12-4. You turn around, it's 12-10. And that's a problem that they have faced in weeks past, in spite of the fact that they've been winning.
The tournament they lost in New Orleans, Louisiana, they had Frohoff and Whitmarsh 9-4. Dodd out of the net. Here comes Dodd. Scooping, can't get there. Good try. Boy, they look fast.
Really covering the court. Dodd has been doing his sprint work down the beach at Marine Avenue in Hermosa, and it's showing. He's quick.
So now Karai will serve. If he wasn't fired up for this one, maybe he is now. First finals meeting this year. Met a little earlier in this tournament. Was that ball touched? No.
Out of bounds.
Flutter out of bounds.
Yeah,
so
just a waffler.
Tim Hovland with his second hitting error. He opened the match with one. You look at that.
Yeah.
Karai and Steffes won 2 meetings, but this is different. In the finals.
First final meeting ever.
We're not talking about ever. You're talking about this year, aren't you? Was it on that graphic as ever?
Yep. Overpass.
And Steffes just barely dribbles it down.
Boy, what a shank. Mike Dodd just shanked this ball. Maybe lost his concentration just a bit. Not that tough a serve. Look at this little loopy jump serve, and Mike Dodd just shanks it straight over the net, and Ken Steffes says, "Shank you very much."
Hovland. That's how you know Karai and Steffes are not really jacked, because if this was a final that they were really jacked for, Steffes would have drilled that BB
And he
into the dust.
almost hit it out of bounds.
So Hovland and Dodd have the ball. We're tied at 7, our championship final. See if we can pick up some of the communication of Steffes, Karai. Hovland serve. And Steffes showing his gentle touch down the line, side out.
But everything looks to be a bit of a struggle right now for Karai and Steffes. You saw Karch, with the jump bump, a very awkward, unusual play. Steffes moving around, and they should be well rested. Maybe sometimes when you get a chance to sit in the hotel for 2.5, 3 hours, a bit too much. Came out a little bit slow.
Dodd blocked by Karai, and he can't get there. So Karch, indeed, doing his share of the blocking. Getting those 10 golden fingers over on Dodd. And there's an official timeout. So Karch Karai leading the way. His team up 8-7. Illinois, the Miller Lite Chicago Open. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, the fans getting into it, doing the wave. Getting ready for Michael Jordan and the Bulls tonight. But right now, Hovland and Dodd locked in a death struggle with Karai and Steffes. Chris Marlowe with Paul Sunderland, and Karai and Steffes have the lead 8-7. Keeping cool at the break. Hov going to the Evian bottle once again.
Mike Dodd changing shirts. People think you can maybe get too hot playing in a t-shirt, but playing in that shirt really deflects the heat and also protects him from the sun.
You're looking at the man who will be king. He will be, Ken Steffes, the next king of the beach this year. I predict that's the man who wins the most tournaments. For years and years, it's been Randy Stoklos and St. John Smith sharing the title. But Ken Steffes this year will be the new king, and that will be interesting. Coronation and rule.
And could last a while.
Of course, Steffes winning a couple of early tournaments with Adam Johnson really helped his cause. Now, Karch cannot be the king of the beach as long as he plays with Steffes. But when he wins, Steffes wins.
And because Karch started the season later because of his professional obligations in Italy.
Steffes on the sky ball. He whacks it right off the Hov. So Hovland missed it that time. 8-7, Karai and Steffes.
They have not served well as yet, and that's been the key to much of their success earlier in this tournament. The wind is picking up quite a bit. Mike Dodd got rid of his t-shirt during that side change, probably because of the cooling breeze.
Yeah, it is a little cooler now. Wind has definitely come up. Right to Karch. To Kent.
No block.
See ya!
Got a block on that play. Great bump set by Karch Karai. Off the good block by Ken Steffes. Almost set 50-50. Tim Hovland's got to stay at the net and block on that ball.
They had to have 2 perfect bump sets, and they got them. So now, Karch Karai helped recruit Ken Steffes to UCLA. Interestingly enough, Dodd and over Karch, perfectly placed.
Even the pass to Caballo that time, Karch had a bead on it, but just ran out of legs. Could not get to the ball. This is a perfect shot. Karch has read it. He's in the right area of the court, but just a high loopy right on the black line.
So Tim Hovland put the ball in play. Yes. Our score shows 9-7.
Bad pass.
And a bad shot.
That's twice that Ken Steffes has not passed the ball well and then followed up, making matters worse, hitting the ball out of bounds or into the net. Got to keep that ball in play. Too low, too tight to the net. Karch cannot really make a good play out of it. Can't really take a dicey chance trying to slice off the angle.
Hovland, oh, that same serve. That time, Steve Burmaster says no, it's out of bounds. 9-8, Karai and Steffes. Talking about how Karai tried to recruit Steffes to UCLA. gave him all the speech about how great Al Skates and UCLA was, and then Steffes, the free thinker, went to Stanford. Didn't like it up there, decided to come back to UCLA, and he's just 30 units short of graduation. And Hovland dunks it down the line, so USC grad Tim Hovland gets the kill. We should tell you that we will be presenting the Killer Loop Kill Award today. The player with the most kills in the final match gets the Killer Loop Kill Award, and Hovland going to be a good choice, a possibility.
Well, and thanks to Mike Dodd once again making the extra effort, really sprinting to the ball quickly to put up a hittable set.
Of course, Bausch & Lomb, the sponsors. Official sponsor of the AVP will give out $500 for the Killer Loop Award. Not bad. Over to Hovland. Oh, he tapes it right off. Steffes. Boomba, and Hovland's got it. Great dig by Dodd. Oh, into the net. Oh, Hovland.
Gee, Mike Dodd made 2 unbelievable plays during that rally. Off the deflection, he set Hov 50-50. Very similar to what Kent Steffes had received earlier, and this dig is right close to the net. I thought Hov might take a swing at that, and then Hov just bump setting the ball right up into the top of the tape. That was a big play.
If you're a volleyball fan, you wonder what the difference between hand setting and bump setting is. Randy Stoklos would have taken that with his hands and put up a perfect set, but it was spinning so hard, Hov couldn't get it. Karch, gobbling. No block.
Crushing. Look at Dodd digging the ball in perfect position. I think Hov maybe has hit the wall a little bit. He's made 2 or 3 errors in a row. Didn't move his feet here passing the ball. And I think Tim Hovland might be up against it right now. Remember, he's only been back out on tour for 3 weeks following the injury.
So Karch Karai coming off that $1 million contract in Italy. Not going back, we don't think, to Italy. Certainly not going back onto the Olympic team. And the way the Olympic team's been playing, maybe they don't need him as Hovland and Dodd take time out. Okay, we'll come back. We'll talk some more volleyball on the beach after this. Go open, 5 minutes, 26 seconds to go. 10-8, Karai and Steffes. Now the wind has come up. It is howling towards Karai and Steffes. They're on the good side, and they make do as Dodd. Can Hovland? Yes, he got there.
Barely. I think Hov is tired right now.
Steffes on the left side. He's really improved here. Hasn't he? Another point.
Karch feeling the wind blowing into his face, making the elements much more in their favor. Karai and Steffes on the good side now with the increased velocity of the wind, and Karch taking advantage of that opportunity. Jump serving much tougher right into the wind.
Flags were limp early. Now they are flopping hard. And Karai Steffes trying to utilize them. 11-8. Hovland. And he puts it away. So Hovland by his former partner, Kent Steffes. And Hovland and Dodd get a much-needed side out or possession.
And Tim Hovland going to the sock right now. Maybe that foot's still bothering him just a little bit. He had 1 set of stitches, and then he had another because the wound wouldn't heal.
Yes.
And maybe had a little problem. We showed you earlier during one of the side changes, his foot getting tended to, and has just put a sock on, which gives him a little protection. Also bought him about 20 seconds of stalling without having to use a timeout.
8 serving 11. Steffes and the fake block, and Hovland misses it. So Steffes, give him a kill. Let's check our kill leaders, Paul.
Kent Steffes now with only 9, Karai with only 4, Hovland with 8, and Mike Dodd with 6. The serve receptions pretty much balanced out between Karai and Steffes, but Tim Hovland has received 14 serves, Mike Dodd only 6. So Hovland is the target right now. Look at that. No move. Hov hit the wall. Hov is out of gas right now, and Karai and Steffes are getting ready to cash in.
Karch and Kent, 5-4. Can Hovland and Dodd come back? Let's find out after this.
Yeah, that's me. And it still seems like a dream.
Pro Beach Volleyball is brought to you by Miller Lite. It's it, and that's that. By Killer Loop Sunglasses, by Bausch & Lomb, by Kawasaki. Kawasaki, it's where I want to be. And by Southwest Airlines. It's just plain smart. part of the throng here in Chicago, Illinois, and they have been sports-crazed fans for the past couple of weeks. Michael Jordan and the Bulls, of course, doing their thing, and Pro Beach Volleyball coming here, and now we are in our championship final. Steffes, Hovland, Dodd going at each other for the first time ever in the finals. These two teams, 4 minutes, 58 seconds to go. Ryan Steffes and challenging Hovland and Dodd. Hovland appears to run out of gas. He's blocked again. He's done a lot of work coming off that foot injury. When you lose a month of play, Paul Sunderland, it is very, very taxing on you.
Well, Hov told me, he says, look, you can ride the bike all you want. You can lift all the weights in the world, but nothing can duplicate having to get out in the elements for 2 long days, hitting the ball, twisting, diving. And, you know, he's held up extremely well, but hit the wall right here, just like a marathoner with just a few miles to go.
Dishes that one off Karch, gutting it out, slopping it over to the side. So Tim Hovland just barely got that one through.
Well, Mike Dodd setting the ball pretty tight right here, and Hov's not jumping as high as he was earlier in the tournament. Karch all over him. The wind continues to pick up. And if Mike Dodd and Tim Hovland had tougher jump serves, they would still clearly have a chance.
13-8. Dodd going. You see the wind. Karch. And a pretty good dig by Dodd. Can he put it away? He's on the good side.
Gotta come.
And it does. It hit the linesman's foot. He stands out of bounds. Gotta be out of bounds.
He better be out of bounds.
What do you do if he's standing inbounds?
You punch his lights out, tell him to back up. Hov and Dodd have had their chances earlier in this match. Mike Dodd with a number of good digs, number of deflections off the block that Hov hit in the top of the tape as he began to fatigue.
Best finish for Hovland and Dodd this year, certainly. Karch, and Karch snaps it inside. Once again, in case you missed it, Randy Stoklos and St. John Smith finishing in 9th place. Really not playing very well right now. They did finish second last week, but it was a distant second as Karch and Kent reeled off 14 unanswered points.
Played very well the week before that in San Diego, but this is just not the same St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos out on the court right now that we've seen for so long.
Hovland off Steffes. Do you think they'll stay together the whole year?
Yes.
And if they don't, you do?
I think they will. I think they will stay together the remainder of this season, but you never know.
I think there might be a break there.
Their earnings are down substantially, and this is a business, and you have to look at it that way even after all those years. But I think that they will stay together through this season.
Steffes, does it go over? Yes.
Got a score here.
Dodd.
That's
great shot.
That is a great cut shot. They mishandled the first 2 contacts on what should have been a very easy point-scoring opportunity, forcing Mike Dodd to slice one off from about the 10-foot line. The overhand tomahawk set Mike Dodd falling backwards. The wind now, even though they're on the good side, the wind blowing that set back over Mike Dodd's head.
You know, Ken Steffes always used to ask me, well, Chris, what do you consider a good cut shot? I think I've got a pretty good one. That, Ken Steffes, is a good cut shot. He just saw one off the bat of Mike Dodd. So Steffes and Karai, they lead 13-10, but Hovland and Dodd trying to hang in. Playing to 15.
Tough serve.
That was a tough one, but it was out of bounds. Little knuckleball. You know, Hovland could perfect that. He'd have a good one. Just a sock it hard into the wind with no spin.
Well, the jump knuckle is something that Brian Lewis is trying to perfect, but really nobody uses out here, and I think it would be a very, very good serve.
Yes.
Steffes, his team leading 13-10. Got it. As the sock Hov gets high and puts it away.
Hovland Dodd have got to get back to the 13-12 side change, meaning they must score 2 more points from the good side. If they're down 14-11 with Karai and Steffes going to the good side, this one is over.
Karch way tight, and the joust there. That's one contact. Hovland plays it up. Oh, wasn't that a throw? Karch got it. And there's going to be some arguing on this play. If you're wondering, on the joust, it's counted as a simultaneous contact. When the ball comes down on whoever's side, that team can hit it 3 times. So they'll talk with Jim Leonard. Did that look like a throw by Karch? Well, it's not driven ball.
It was a throw because I don't think the shot from the attack from Tim Hovland was exactly that. It was a shot. And the only time you can really dig the ball in this. That's a shot.
Oh,
that's a shot.
Yeah.
And that's a throw, or a carry, or a lift, or a mangle.
Only allowed to do that ball when the guy spikes it hard at you.
Yeah.
It's got to be a driven ball, and Hovland Dodd going to take time out. 13-10. We're coming back. Chicago. More action after this. Attention, Cry and Steffes trying to wrap up that $20,000 first prize. They lead Hovland and Dodd, who have played brilliantly through this tournament, knocking off Johnson and Ludes to get here. Hovland. Oh, and Steffes blocked it so hard his sunglasses fell off.
That's fresh legs. Now to 14-10, and this is Kent Steffes at his best, getting way down and then way up and over, stuffing that one straight down against Tim Hovland.
Something he didn't used to do, getting over the net, Paul. You were talking about it way back when. Now, it is championship point. Karch and Kent looking for 5 in a row. Not yet. Hovland taps one cross court. What's the motivation for Hovland and Dodd now? Can they hang in?
Well, I said they needed the 13-12 side change, so obviously I don't think so now that they're down 14-10.
Okay.
The motivation is reclaiming kind of the hallowed ground of playing good volleyball. They had been coming to tournaments going, God, are we going to finish 5th, 7th, 9th? Now they've proven to themselves that they can get back to the finals against some very good competition. They've done it here. They build off this and continue to have a solid season.
Pretty good dig by Hovland. And he bangs it at Karch, but Karch right back. Goodbye. So Karai says goodbye, and once again it will be championship point for Karai and Steffes.
Karai and Steffes have not played their best volleyball here in the final, but when they've needed to, they've made the big dig. Kent Steffes with a stuffed block, Karch Karai with a good jump serve down the line against Tim Hovland, just to continue the lead and press towards this victory.
Been the matter of transition for Kent and Karch. They're doing it very, very well these days. For the championship, they'll work hard. And high. KG veteran turns line. So Hovland and Dodd, still plenty of time left if they can get it going. 3 minutes, 38 seconds. They have the wind in their face.
The clock will not be a factor.
Kent. Over. And Kent zips it by.
I think that one went right through the field goal posts of Tim Hovland. Just split the uprights, went right through his arms, and that's another sign of fatigue. You're really not over strong. You got to press down into the court against the opposition.
Third time for Karch and Kent. And Karch says, what did you say? Oh, yeah, get the championship. That's it.
They win here, it'll be $100,000 in prize money in the last 2 weeks.
Hovland out of the reach of Karch. And Hovland still playing the crowd.
Responding to the crowd. If they could have ever gotten the lead by more than a point, this crowd would have really gotten behind Hovland and Dodd. They loved the Bulls and they loved the Hovland and Dodd. But Karai and Steffes kept the crowd out of the match.
Trying to work Karch. And Karch spears one right through. So Karch having a big game. Let's check his kills.
Well, offensively, Karai with only 7 kills. He's received a number of serves, however. Steffes with 11. Hovland with 13. Dodd with only 7. Hovland getting the vast majority of the serves for his team.
So it appears Tim Hovland going to win the Kill Award, but it's not going to matter because Kent and Karch going to wrap up 5 in a row. Oh! Go! Steffes hits it down North Avenue Beach into the hot dog stand.
Boy, he heard the cash register go cha-ching, and he hit the ball out of bounds instead. And this may give Hovland and Dodd some second life. They're thinking about championship. Let's shake hands. See ya. That's out of here.
Yeah, that got the mustard and the relish going by. 10-14. And Steffes makes an acrobatic athletic play on a bad pass by Karch.
Mike Dodd going for it and a very tough serve down the line, but Steffes again, the maturity and experience, making a very, very smart play.
So Karch and Kent, who won this event last year among their 7 wins, Belmar, Manhattan, Grand Haven, Chicago, Santa Cruz, trying to wrap up another one. Steffes coming, and Hovland Hovland tips it in. And Javi says, cheer me. I'm trying hard. I got a bad foot, a wife and 2 kids. Give me some kudos.
Well, this is the crowd I was talking about. They want to see more volleyball. They want to see Tim Hovland and Mike Dodd. It's just all come a little too late.
Javi Steffes battling it out for that 500. Would you say Javi is like the Dennis Rodman of beach volleyball in terms of Chicago?
No, they hate Dennis Rodman. They love Tim Hovland.
Dodd! Not yet. Kent sneaking across court. Good cut shot.
2 key plays. Digs by Dodd, dig by Hovland on top of the net. Both of them hit into the tape. Easy side outs in return by Steffes and Kirai. You put those on the board, which they should have been, and we probably got a different situation. Crowd still behind Hovland and Dodd.
6 times. And out of bounds. Crowd's guts are being torn out. On one hand, they have Javi Dodd, who they adore. On the other hand, the Bulls game, number 6, is starting in an hour and a half. So who do you root for? You got to get out of North Avenue Beach, which is a trip. Dodd trying to get to point number 11. And there's a jump serve whacked out of bounds. So how about Karch-Karai? Let's see if the Golden Boy can wrap it up here.
I think he'll just loopy this one into Tim Hovland down the line.
How about serving Dodd one time?
He's moved into the court. I think he's going to Hov here.
Lucky number 7.
Yep.
Javi's in a rhythm. He's got the fans with him. And he snaps it. Kent. Great set. Karai. Got it!
What a great point to end it. Did not play all that well during the championship, but the last point that won the tournament in Chicago exemplified how they played the last month.
And you should be a good goal. It's Steffes.
5 in a row. 6 out of 7. Kent Karch win again. We'll come back and talk to him after this. But it wasn't quite enough as Kent, Steffes, and Karch-Karai dominate the championship 15-10.